Hello guys, Steve here, Hosim with the Hosim 110 scale brushless truck, the X07W. I'm going to show you a trick to do to the shocks to make them work because they're really stiff. I already did 3 out of the 4 shocks and I changed the oil in them, but I'm going to take one off and you don't want to miss it. I'm going to show you what's inside the shock and I'll show you what to do to make it work better, and then later on I'll have another video down the road showing it, I guess going off-road. But let's get into this, and I want to show you first the difference from what I did, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is a stock shock. Push it up. It's so slow that when you used to push the car down, it would stay down. And it would always stay down sucked when you were driving, so you were relying on the tires for a suspension because the suspension oil was so thick in there. Now here's mine. It's more active. It actually works compared to that is way too thick. It actually, when you, I don't know if you'll see it, if you push down the truck, the wheel comes off when you pull it up. It don't react fast enough. That's how you can tell your suspension's not working, because when you hit bumps, your wheel's gonna come off. You can see mine staying on. Anyhow, let's get this one off and I'll show you what you have to do to get it working. There's 2 screws, one here and one up there. You just unscrew those. Wait till you see what's in these shocks, guys. I was shocked. Literally shocked. And I ain't joking around with shocks as we're working on shocks. I already contacted Hosim and told them what they need to do. And also I asked them if they could use a thicker, tackier grease in the diffs on the car also, because look, it just spins like crazy. But anyway, after you take them 2 screws off, it just pulls out. Let me put this aside. Get this out here. I'm going to try to show you this. I'll bend you forward. Now, you just take this off. There's a slit in it like all the shocks. You pull a spring up, push that up, and you pop it off just like that. Now, you got to unscrew the top. Here we go. Let's see. You ready? Get ready. I've never seen nothing like this. At least I never did in a shock. Gonna turn it over. Come on. Where's that oil? Look at it. They filled it with diff fluid. That's like diff fluid. It's so thick. It's like gooey. It's hard to get out. What I did is I used Q-tips. Look at this. Literally, it's diff fluid. It picks up the whole plate. I never seen this thick of oil in any shocks. It's crazy. And because of it, it's hard to clean out. and you don't want to get it on your hands, and you probably will. It's so gooey, guys. I don't know what they were thinking. I'll show you what oil I used next once I show you how I try to clean this thing out. That's crazy. What did I do? Get some cotton stuck in there. Nice. Oh, on the bolt. Alright. Now what I did to try to loosen this up, because you can't get it off, and I don't want to put nothing in there in case they got rubber O-rings in there, like any degreaser or anything. So what I used is regular thinner. If you have thin shock fluid, the silicone one, just fill it up like 3/4 of the way. Work it for a while. Actually get some of this and put it on the shaft here also, because it's so sticky, it's like glues on it. See, that got much easier. Work it up and down for a while. There's no way to clean these unless you take them apart and degrease them and stuff with something, but I ain't gonna go crazy doing that. So I just did this, worked it up and down. And then just dump it out. Now, I do the same thing with the oil I'm using. I chose the Team Lossy. This is 90 weight. If you want a little more quick, maybe try 70. If you want a little thicker, try 100. But I got 90 here. And what I do is, to get that out that I just put in, I just put a little bit of the 90 in there. And I go up and down with that, work it in. And try to get it mixed so you make it thinner. Because if you do all your shocks, you have to do them the same. And I also noticed these shocks are hard to get the air out. It's nearly impossible. I found fill it up like to that line on the shock body. And keep trying your best. And most likely you're going to get a little bit of air in them. They just don't bleed like normal shocks. Just put a little bit more. Go up and down a few times. And that should be good. Now you just fill it up. We're going to have to play around with it. Actually filled it up too much to fill up quick. Get a load of napkins ready. Now, I think when you have this pulled down, you got to put the oil up to about this ridge here on the shock. You're going to have to play around with it. They just don't work right. They don't bleed correctly like a normal shock. Like with a normal shock, I would just fill it up and then I'd push the shock shaft in all the way. But with this one, I push it a little bit less like that, and then try screwing the cap on. Oh, not when that falls out, you ain't. Put the rubber seal back in. All right. Now here's where it's tricky. It usually would bleed out, but it doesn't. You want your shock when you push it in. You don't want it to fly out like that. You want it to stay and only come a little bit. So that's actually good. Let me clean this off a little bit with alcohol real quick. Tighten it up. Spraying the alcohol on it just to clean it up. And your greasy hands and fingers. All right. Now you want to assemble it. Get your spring. Pull it up. Pop this beauty back on. Just like that. Seat your spring. Now you could test it out. See the action of it. All right, now we're gonna put it back on the car. Let me get rid of this stuff here. Alrighty. You get your little pieces here. This one goes on the bottom. So you it's hard to do this with this. Line it up. Let me see if I could get it in view here. Probably not, but oh, lucky me. And you just screw this in. You don't want to tighten it too hard. Then you go ahead, do the top. They were in the outer position. So much better now. Look at that. This is gonna shake. I'll try to hold the camera here. Way better. No more bouncing. Before, when you pushed it down, it stood down, it didn't come back up. See how I could pull the chassis up and down real fast and the wheels don't come off the ground? That's what you want. Before, when you did that, you pushed, pulled up, they would come off every time. And I noticed I took it out in the street and there's a lot of imperfections and little bumps. And when I come in my driveway also, I noticed the suspension was so stiff that I seen actually when I was going fast down my street, when I hit a little bump, the tire would be bouncing like it would come off the ground all the time. So hopefully this will work much better. You probably could go a little lighter if you want on the oil, maybe 70, I don't know. This may be good 90. I gotta try it. So that'll be another video next time when you see it in action. Stay tuned. We'll see how the suspension reacts now. Because before it was like kind of almost like you didn't have a suspension. It was like relying on the tires, like I said, and it was not that good. So Anyway, if Hosim's watching this, you gotta, I already emailed and told him to do it. Gotta switch some oil in there, like 90 weight, 70 weight, something like that, or 100. Try it out. That's how it should come out of the box because it's too stiff. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you take a look at yours, anyone who owns this truck, and you'll see what I'm talking about after watching this. Switch your oil and I think you'll be much more happy with this truck here. Anyhow guys, I appreciate you all. If you're new watching, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss future videos. Leave comments if you have anything to ask me about this. I'll try to answer it. Likes helps channel out. I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for when I take this out again. Subscribe so you don't miss it. I'm going to take this out with the new oil and the shocks and see how it runs. Later guys. Shen RC out.